Hello everybody and welcome. Yes, it is indeed the 75th edition of Animated Girls Profile Confidential, and today we're talking about, the title says it best, Gazelle from Zootopia. And if you're wondering who Gazelle is, then brother, you need to watch Zootopia. And if you don't watch Zootopia, I'll put it this way. If you've heard of the musical artist known as Shakira, there's your answer, because Shakira is the voice of Gazelle. But for those of you that don't know who Gazelle is, let me explain. Gazelle is looked at as basically the major pop singer in Zootopia. She is almost like the spokeswoman or spokes-gazelle, if you will, for Zootopia. In fact, she's one of the first images that Judy sees upon her arrival in Zootopia. Gazelle is also very proactive when it comes to maintaining peace between prey and predators in Zootopia, especially when the whole situation about predators losing control and going back to their primal instincts comes about. Now, it's true that Gazelle doesn't have much of a role in Zootopia, even though she's advertised as a major part of it. Basically, like I said, she is looked at as the primary big pop star in the show, in the movie, when it comes to the citizens of Zootopia. How big is she? Well, basically, her singing, her songs are represented throughout parts of the movie. I mean, the song Try Everything is right off the bat when Judy's riding a train to Zootopia. And it's sung at the end when basically everybody is celebrating the freedom or the cure that all the animals have gotten from going back into their primal instincts, because it's found out that the reason a lot of these predators and even prey have gone into primal instincts is because they've been infected by something called the night wolf or the night howler flower. And this is all because the deputy mayor, who is a lamb, I can't think of her name right now, basically wants to take control of Zootopia because she has a prejudice against predators, because I guess as a kid she was picked on by predators or something like that. Or she felt threatened and it just made her go insane or something like that. But yeah, Gazelle, she doesn't have, like I said, that big of a role in the movie as far as I know. You know, like I said, with the exception of trying to come out and trying to ask for peace between both sides of the fence, you know, both sides of Zootopia, the preys and the predators, because even she obviously doesn't believe that the predators are doing this on purpose, like something's going on that's causing this to happen. And there's no doubt she's happy to find out the truth later on, like everybody else did. And she does participate. In fact, she's the central point, if you will. She is the central point of the celebration at the end of the film when they have a big concert with her singing Try Everything. And I will admit to this, I love the idea that they didn't hide the fact that she's voiced by Shakira, because what they did with Gazelle here is they basically made her like Shakira. She basically was, well, the design was inspired by Shakira or suggested by Shakira to be done the way it was. But they also took a lot of who Shakira is and put her into Gazelle. Basically, as I was saying, they weren't hiding the fact that, you know, Shakira is Spanish. So, and she speaks Spanish, and she sings Spanish, so they decided, you know what, let's incorporate that into Gazelle. And when you get to the finale, get to the concert, and she's singing Try Everything as part of the celebration, you know, she's not just singing in English, she's also singing in Latin, she's singing in Spanish, so that's pretty cool. I enjoyed that. And overall, she's a good character. I think there are some books outside that, or have stories outside of the movie that take place outside of the movie or after the movie they kind of continue on their own, do their own kind of one-shot stories or continuity or whatever, but it's in the same world and all that. But I think there are some stories that have been written in official books, as I was trying to say, that serve as like mini sequels or continuations where she does play more of a major role. And I'm glad that at least expanding on her character outside of the movie in other outlets for the Zootopia franchise. Now the question is, will Gazelle play a bigger part in a potential sequel or television series? And I think she will. I mean, you can't just bring a character like her in, have her be one of the major selling points of the film and not do anything else with her. You have to do more with her, and I think if a sequel, which has been rumored and talked about, is to come in the future, as well as a potential television series, then there's no doubt you have to do and probably will do more with this character. I mean, you can't, like I said, you just can't have her for this movie, and be done with her. You got to potentially have more planned for her. You potentially got to have more planned for her, and hopefully with a potential sequel coming and maybe a television series in the works, that they will do exactly that. They will have more for Gazelle to take part in. Maybe she'll be part of the adventure more so than she was in Zootopia. Because like I said, the role she played here, that was good. She is someone that, even though she's a major pop singer, she doesn't want to see any infighting. She doesn't want to see a civil war. She wants everybody to live in peace, and she wants basically an ending to what's ever causing the predators and some of the prey, to become the way they were becoming. So the role she had in Zootopia I thought was good. I thought it was decent for her. But if they go on to do a sequel in the future and a potential television series, you have to do more with this character. There's no, I can't say any more than that. I mean, you have to do more with this character than just, have her appear in the first movie and be done with her. Because like I said, if you're going to utilize her as a selling point for the film, and you're going to sell merchandise about her, or with, merchandise about her as well when it comes to the film, then you have to do more with her. I mean, she has gone on, as far as I know, to be one of the more popular characters out of Zootopia, if not one of the more noteworthy characters out of Zootopia. I mean, yeah, you have all these other characters, that's cool, but when people think of Zootopia, they don't just think about Nick and Judy and maybe the sloths. No, they think Judy, Nick, Gazelle, and the sloths. That's the truth. I mean, the three names that come to mind when it comes to Zootopia: Judy, Nick, Gazelle, and then you have that sloth name, that sloth character as well. But still, it's Nick, Judy, and Gazelle, like right at the top of people's list. So you have to do a lot more with Gazelle in the future if there is more Zootopia to come. And like I said, from what I understand, I think they did a lot more with her in books that kind of took place after the movie, served as prequels before the movie, stuff like that. So hopefully they could take what they did with the character outside of the movie in the sequel books and prequel books, and hopefully they can utilize that for the future sequel and maybe television series that they have been talking about and trying to get going for quite some time. But yeah, Gazelle, like I said, voiced by Shakira. Disney knew what they were doing with this character. I mean, they knew what they were doing. They knew that, if they were going to have Shakira voice her, that they had to incorporate a lot of who Shakira was into the character. And part of that was basically making the character a Latina, basically making her Spanish. So I like that. I really like that. And yes, as I mentioned, Shakira was the one that kind of inspired the idea to design and make Gazelle the way she was in the movie. So, yeah, Gazelle, she's a great character, fit the role that she had for Zootopia perfectly, and here's hoping that if we get a sequel and a potential television series in the future that has been talked about, hopefully, here's to her getting more of a major role in one, if not both of those. So anyway, that's pretty much going to do it for the 75th Animated Girls Profile Confidential. It's hard to believe I've been doing this for 75 episodes. I started this like a few years back when I still lived in Patterson, and it's still going strong today. Yeah, I did take a bit of a hiatus for a while at times, but I'm trying to bring it back, as you've been seeing, with a lot of other Profile Confidentials on characters that even I'm new to and I'm trying to learn about so I can talk about them. And hopefully there'll be more characters to talk about in the future, and believe me, there will be. There's no doubt. I mean, there's a plethora of female characters out there, animated female characters out there that I can talk about, and I think people would enjoy listening to and hearing about. But anyway, though, guys, thank you all for joining me for the 75th edition of the Animated Girls Profile Confidential. Here's the 75 more. And yes, as of right now, we are 25 editions/episodes of Animated Girl Profiles Confidential away from 100. And that's going to be something. That is going to be something when we hit that milestone. But let me know what you guys all think down below. Thank you all for listening, and I will talk to y'all later. God bless. Take care.